Now, as to the question of the traditions of Lent, we know from the Bible that the apostles fasted, and then the early Christians also fasted. Eventually, two main traditions came out. The Western tradition, where Lent begins on Ash Wednesday and goes all the way to Holy Saturday, the day before Easter. And then in the Eastern tradition, Lent begins on Monday, which in the Maronite Church is Ash Monday, and goes all the way to the beginning of Holy Week, which is Palm Sunday. In the Western tradition, Lent does not include Sunday. So if you begin from Ash Wednesday all the way to the Holy Saturday, that's 40 days, imitating the 40-day fast of Christ. In the Eastern tradition, it begins on Monday and goes all the way to the day before Holy Week and includes Sunday, that's also 40 days. In the Maronite tradition, Lent begins on Sunday, where we celebrate Cana Sunday, which is a wedding feast. And by the way, it's unique to the Maronite Church. No other church does that. Why do we do that? Because it unites two things, the wedding and the cross. So the cross is the consummation of the wedding between Christ and His church, and the final consummation at the resurrection, and the final at the end of time. So we begin Lent with this theme of Christ's love for the church, and we enter into this love for Christ from our own hearts. And so we really become engaged in Lent, not as a time of just being sad and sacrificing that way, but no, as an act of love and a joyful love for Christ, that we do this, for Him, because He's done this for us. So it's a union of love between us and Christ. So in the Maronite Church, it starts on this Sunday, but Sunday is a celebration of the resurrection, so we don't do a lot of fasting on Sunday. So this is why we have Monday as Ash Monday. The tradition of ashes doesn't come from the Eastern tradition, it comes from the Western tradition. We took it into the Maronite Church because we saw that it's very significant and it has a beautiful meaning. And the meaning of it is that our life is nothing without God, and we're just dust and ashes. So when we put dust and the ashes on us, we are proclaiming that, Lord, You are the center of our life. Our life is about You, and without You, we are just ashes. Thank You for being in our life.